Howdy partneroonies. If you're thinking of buying your first CS2 Armory Pass or are already grinding stars trying to get that tasty red, hold your horses. Today I'll share a super simple trade that I'm doing that will get you a bigger bang for your buck, allowing you to get more stars and more passes compared to just buying them from Steam outright. At the end, I'll break down the pros and cons of this approach and how to maximize your profit without accidentally blowing up your wallet like it's rushing B on Inferno. So let's cut to the chase. About 12 days ago, I bought this M4A1S blue Phosphor on CS Float for about $885 or around €765. And I do know that that sounds expensive, but the method works just fine with cheaper skins as well, so bear with me. Now, I really do like this skin. It's a wonderful play skin, and I wanted to hold it as one because I did solve a knife and I had the money for it. But then I saw something. If you look at the blue Phosphor in factory new on the Steam market, you will notice that the lowest listing is currently for over €1,000, which is almost $1,200 US. And one or two of them are being sold each and every day. Now, my first reaction was, duh, it's more expensive because you have those huge fees on the Steam market, but then I did some elementary school math. I'm gonna do it in euro here. Let's say we put €1,030 as our sale price, and then we multiply that times 0.85, which is going to be the combined fee of Steam and buying something on CS Float. It works out to be about 15-16%. Then you're left with actually €875.5, which when you subtract the price leaves you with over €110 in profit, which is about 13% of profit after the fees. So you're just buying the skin from one place, waiting a week, and selling it on another market. Now, if we were to turn that money into armory passes, we'll divide it by 13.99, which is the price in euro, we would be getting about 8 extra armory passes or an extra 320 stars you can spend opening skins, charms, and whatnot, compared to just buying armory passes straight from the Steam store. It's understandable if you don't want to spend close to $1,000 on a CS2 skin. However, what's really nice with this arbitrage method is that it is scalable. There's all sorts of other skins that can yield similar profit margins, and all you need to do is look around a little bit. For example, what I have for you right now is the Desert Eagle Starcade in minimal wear. We can see that it's selling for €167 on CS Float, while the cheapest listing that we have here on the Steam market is for €230. So let's do the math again. 230, we subtract the fees, and then we remove 167. That leaves us with €28.5, which is actually worth 2 armory passes or close to 80 stars that you can get for free if you were to do this method rather than just buying straight off of the Steam store. Now, this may sound too good to be true, so let's talk about the pros and cons here. I'm not trying to sell you anything, I'm just sharing my ideas after all. So the first concern is that once the money is in your Steam wallet, you cannot withdraw it to your bank account. While that is true, what you can do is buy armory passes and spend those stars with them. So this is what we're trying to do here. We're going to go see which armory collections have a positive ROI from csroi.com, and these actually tell us where we can use and spend all the stars that we've grinded with those extra armory passes. For example, if you have a couple of 100 stars, I would say going for the Elemental Craft sticker collection would be the best idea, because one of these stickers costs only 1 star to unpack, while the others, like the weapon skins, cost 4 stars per spin, let's say. So if you have a couple of 1,000 stars, if you're grinding that much, this is actually something that I'm doing right now, and so in late December, keep an eye out for the grand opening that I'm going to do. I'm going to have at least 1500 stars to try and get my hands on one of these. But I digress. What I'm trying to say here is that if you don't have enough stars to actually have a good chance of landing the Fate here or any of these pinks, your returns by opening a weapons collection are actually going to be much lower than the stated here. For example, if you want to have a realistic chance, like a really big chance of landing this, because it's 1 in 781, when you multiply that by 4 stars, it's over 3100 stars that you need to spend to have a really good chance of landing the Fate here. And another risk that we have with this method is that we have to wait 7 days before we are able to sell the items that we bought on CS Float. Now, there is no real way of eliminating the risk, but we do have a way of mitigating it. For example, the blue Phosphor was not chosen by me completely randomly. I know that this is from a collection that is no longer around, so there are no blue Phosphor skins, no new ones anyways, that are currently being printed, which is a scarcity factor that is really good when it comes to price stability. So unless Valve nukes the markets and everything is tanking, going for such a skin is actually worth it, at least in my eyes. If the market stays stable or goes up, so do your profit margins. Of course, if you don't have a little faith in the markets and you don't have money that you can spend without regret, don't do it. That goes without saying. But if you're feeling a bit optimistic like me and you're looking for a smarter way to spend your money while trying to grind armory passes, I would absolutely suggest this method. Overall, if you are going to do this, I would like to say try and follow a similar blueprint. Both the Blues Phosphor and the Stargate that I'm showing here are from collections that are no longer around. If you can't find a good deal from collections that are no longer around, another interesting idea is to go for collections here that have a negative ROI, such as the Train or the Overpass collection. This sounds a bit counterintuitive, but keep in mind that having a negative unboxing ROI means that fewer people are actually trying to open skins from this one, so when you buy a skin and then try to sell it, you have lower competition and maybe the prices can stay a bit more stable. Now, another big extension that I do recommend here is having the Better Float. The Better Float extension for Google Chrome. This is actually what allows me to check the Steam prices really easily, and also it allows me to compare the pricings and listings on Buff 163 with the Western markets. I do have a Buff 163 account, so instantly if I see that something is so much cheaper on Buff compared to Float, I can actually go buy it off of Buff 163 and then actually sell it on Float if I want to have a faster turnaround, or if I just want to cash out instantly, or at least after the holding period expires. So to summarize, if you have the cash and are aware of the risks, this trading method could be very good. I personally love it because it's super lazy like me, and I simply need to look around for a few minutes, find a nice skin that I can then play with for about a week, and then resell it for even more profit. So if this video was of any value to you, please leave a like and subscribe. Comments and feedback are also appreciated. I'm not saying I'm an expert in CS2 trading, but I'm looking to improve, and I hope that this little tip gave you some nice ideas. Also, stay tuned for my Grand Armory unboxing in December. As I said, I'm currently grinding stars. I'm going to have at least 1500, I would say, by the end of it, and I'm going to try to get my hands on the fabled M4 A1S Fate. And it's either going to be an amazing opening just before New Year, maybe we have some of that New Year luck, or it's going to be an absolute financial slaughter. But either way, you probably won't want to miss it. And thank you for watching again, and I'll see you next time, partner.